Hello everyone. In this video, we will learn the topic area of a closed traverse. So here in the picture, you can see a traverse PQRST, which is a closed traverse, and the coordinates drawn here are the independent coordinates. So these are not the consecutive coordinates. So here, as we can see the topic name, independent coordinates method. So we are going to calculate the area of this closed traverse using the independent coordinates method. I have already explained about independent coordinates in the previous video, but I'll brief it now. So here there are two types of coordinates. Those are consecutive coordinates and independent coordinates. Now here the independent coordinates always origin from the or always starts from the origin point. So here you can see the two origin points, x direction and the y direction. So here the independent coordinates originate from the origin point. So this is the origin point O, and it bifurcates into two coordinates. The first one is x direction and the second one is y direction. Now here you can see x1 is the coordinate which is parallel to the x direction for the point P, and y1 is the y coordinate or the perpendicular coordinate which is perpendicular to the x direction, and it is parallel to the y direction. Now every single point of the traverse has the independent coordinates. So the independent coordinates of P are x1 and y1, and for the Q x2 and y2, and for the R x3 and y3, for S x4 y4, and for the T x5 y5. So for this closed traverse we have 5 coordinates up to x5 and y5. So as per the traverse, these coordinates may get increased or it may get lessened. Now here the all y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 and so on with the prefix y are called as y coordinates, and then x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 and so on with the prefix x are called as x coordinates. And here x and y are the independent coordinates which are always positive in nature. So as we calculate the latitude and departure, we get latitudes sometimes in positive and sometimes negative values, and for the same for departure. Now by using those, we have to make the x and y coordinates positive. So for that we have to add an arbitrary coordinate. So first we have to look at the calculated latitude and departures, and we have to make each and every latitude and departure positive value. So for that we have to add an arbitrary number. So that arbitrary number can be taken or can be derived just for making sure that the all latitudes and departures must be positive. Now here you can see an equation type here. See here y1, it starts from y1 and it ends to y5, and again for the calculation purpose write y1 here. So by this figure you can derive a formula for calculating sigma p and sigma q. So by using this sigma p and sigma q, or the summation of p and summation of q, we can calculate the area of this traverse. So before writing the formula, we need assistance of this equation or this arrangement of coordinates in this manner. So now by looking at this, we can derive the formula for sigma p or summation of p and summation of q. So before going to that, I'll erase this sketch here so that I can write the formulas above here. So this is a very easy method, and sometimes in exam this question can be asked. So now let's write the formula for summation of p. So look at here, there are two arrow marks. One arrow mark is towards south or inclined towards south direction. So and it is thick line, and the other one is towards upper direction and it is having dotted lines. So let's consider the thick line or the thick arrows here. So let's start with y1, right? Y1 here, and the y1 is going, or the arrow from y1 it is moving towards x2. So y1 must be multiplied by x2. Y1 x2. Now write plus, and then let's move to y2. Now y2, the thick arrow mark is moving from y2 to x3. So write y2 multiplied by x3. Now again plus, let's move to y3. So y3 is showing x4. So y3 multiplied by x4, and then again plus y4. Y4 is going towards x5. So y4 x5 and plus, now y5 is going towards x1. So y5 multiplied by x1. Now this is the formula. Sorry, it is too inclined. I'll write this neatly once again. So just here y1, same way y1 multiplied by x2 plus, now y2, the arrow is going towards x3. So y2 multiplied by x3 plus, now y3, the arrow is going from y3 to x4. So write y3 multiplied by x4, then plus, now y4, the arrow is going from y4 to x5. Y4 multiplied by x5, and then plus, now y5, the arrow from y5 to is going towards x1. So write y5 multiplied by x1. Okay, now this is straight. So this is the formula, or this is the equation to calculate summation of p. Now let's calculate the summation of q. Now the thing is, before writing the summation of p equation, you consider the thick arrows. Now leave the thick arrows and only consider the dotted arrows here. So now let's start with the x1 here. So summation of q is equal to x1, and the dotted arrow is going towards y2. So x1 into y2. x1 multiplied by y2 plus, now x2 is going towards y3. So x2 y3 plus, and x3 is going towards y4. So x3 y4. Now let's move to x4, and here the x4 is going towards y5. So write x4 multiplied by y5 and write the symbol plus. And now look at x5, and this is moving towards y1. So write the both x5 multiplied by y1. Now the equation 2 is completed. The equation 2 is giving the answer for summation of q. Now by using this summation of p and summation of q, we can calculate the area of the towers or the closed towers by the independent coordinates method. Now let's write the formula, or let's know the formula of area. twice area, which means the 2 times of area, that is the area can be denoted by the sign or the letter capital A. Now here it is twice area, which means 2 times of area. So write 2A is equal to summation of, or we can write directly here, difference. So the difference, I need to erase this. So the difference between summation of P and summation of Q. Here you can see they have said difference between summation of P and summation of Q. So here the difference between means sigma P can be subtracted from sigma Q or the summation of Q, or else the summation of Q can be subtracted by summation of P. Let's write the formula. So the 2A will become, difference means sigma P minus sigma Q, or this might be the formula, or sometimes this can become sigma Q minus sigma Q. Here you can observe, when you calculate summation of P and summation of Q here, sometimes summation of Q, the value of the answer which comes here, the summation of P might be larger than summation of Q. So in that criteria you can use this summation of P minus summation of Q, and sometimes summation of Q may be larger than summation of P. At that time you can use this formula, summation of Q minus summation of P. Now let's calculate the area. So this is the formula to calculate the twice of area or the 2 times of area. The value will be twice. So now we need only area. So area is equal to, just transfer or send this to the value 2 on that side. So here this is on the numerator. So if it jumps to the other side of the equal, so it goes to the denominator. Now let's write the formula, sigma P minus sigma Q divided by 2, or if sigma P is smaller than sigma Q, then the formula becomes sigma Q minus sigma P divided by 2. Now in this way we can get the value A, or the area. So this is the area of closed troughs. So this is the formula, and these are the 2 equations to calculate summation of P and summation of Q. So you know what are y1 x2, what are y1 x1 y2 x2, all those things. So y1 y2 y3 y4 y5 and so on are the y coordinates, and x1 x2 x3 x4 x5 so on are the x coordinates. And you have to calculate these y1 y2 y3 and so on, and x1 x2 x3 and so on. These are the independent coordinates. You have to calculate that before arriving to this formula. So to calculate that, we need to imagine, or we need to apply arbitrary coordinates to the latitudes and departures to make that every latitude and departure positive. So now let's learn a problem on this. So I'll erase this now. So the first problem and the only problem I'm going to solve for the topic area of closed troughs. So here this topic is important because sometimes in the exam the problem may be asked. So the problem here is, look at here, there is a closed troughs ABCDA, which means AB, BC, CD and DA are the traverse sides, 4 traverse sides. So ABCDA or the ABCD is a closed traverse. It is a closed traverse. Now for this closed traverse, they have given the latitudes and the departures. So there is no need to calculate the latitude and departure here. So in this particular problem, they have already provided the latitude and departure. So if they have not provided, then they will give the bearings. So they will give the length and the bearings of the traverse sides, and by using the length and bearings, so for the latitudes L cos theta formula and for the departures L sin theta formula, so applying those formulas you can get the latitudes and departures. So to save your time, they have already given the latitudes and departures. So almost in exam also they have directly given these two coordinates. So here the latitude and departure given are called as consecutive coordinates. So these are the consecutive coordinates. So we have to convert the consecutive coordinates into independent coordinates. So look at here the question here. Calculate independent coordinates and area of the traverse. So before calculating the area of the traverse, we have to convert the latitude and departures or the consecutive coordinates given to the independent coordinates. So to make the consecutive coordinates as independent coordinates, we have to assume something that is called as arbitrary independent coordinates. So here you can see latitude for AB is in negative and latitude for DA is negative, and also the departure of CD is negative and the departure of DA is negative. So as per the condition for the independent coordinates, all the latitudes and departures or all the independent coordinates must be positive. But here the latitude and departures are negative. Some of the latitudes and departures are negative. So we have to make these negative latitudes and the negative departures, we have to convert them into positive nature. So how? So for that reason we have to add arbitrary coordinates. And arbitrary coordinates may be anything. So we can assume any number which is positive and which makes these coordinates positive. So the table here will be changed a little bit. So these are the consecutive coordinates. So I will erase this question here above and I will extend the table now. So we need to extend the table. Here we need another thing, station. We need station here, and for that A. So here line as it is latitude to departure. So these are the consecutive coordinates. So I'll write here consecutive coordinates, and the first column is latitude and the second column is the departure. Now you can see here. So now this is the table. So here look at here, there are 4 stations, and again the 5th station will be first station. So as it is a closed traverse, now here you can see A to B, you have to move from A to B, then B to C, then C to D, and again for the close traverse you have to move from D to the starting point, which is A. So the stations are here 5. So starting from A and ending to A station. Now AB, here the line will become now AB. So here there is only one station. So above the A station there is nothing. So for that reason we can't write a line here. So when it comes to AB, the line will be formed. So this is the AB line. Then B to C will become BC line. Then C to D stations will become CD line. And D to A station will become DA line. So these are the 4 traverse sides. And these are the respective consecutive coordinates are the latitudes and departures, which are given in the question itself. And here for the A station there will be no coordinates because there is no line here. So these are the lines. So for that reason we have the latitudes and departures. So for the first point there is no line. So we have no consecutive coordinates. But we can have the independent coordinates. So now extend the table. Independent coordinates. Independent coordinates. And this will become. So always, as I said, both the independent coordinates x and y will be positive. That means if both the coordinates are positive, then the traverse lies in only first quadrant. So first quadrant means north and east. So north and east. So y coordinates will be north and east coordinates will be the y coordinates will be north and x coordinates will be to the east side. So as per that figure, now you can write here north, that means y coordinates, and east, that means x coordinates. So let us this. Now let's calculate the coordinates. This is the important part here. Now see, we have to assume the first arbitrary, always we have to assume the first arbitrary independent coordinates for the north and also the east. If they have given the question, so there is no worries. So we can use the same from the question. But here in this particular question they have not given, and most of the times they won't give. We have to assume it. So for the first point A, assume any number which makes all these things positive. So look at here. So that is write anything. So the first point is AB. We can assume anything. So in the notes which I have provided, I have assumed 200 and 100. So for the particular students of my college will be knowing the thing here. For others, they can't see the coordinates which I have taken in the notes. So for my students from the college where I work, so they have the notes which I have provided. In that particular notes, I have assumed plus 200, and for the north or y coordinates for the first point A, and I have assumed plus 100 for the east coordinates. So for the x coordinates for the first point A. But here, so as they have a notes, they can see the answers there, but I will assume something different here. As I am explaining, I will assume different. If not, it will be as same as the notes. So I don't want to make the same copy of notes. So I want to make students understand. So I'll assume something different. So say the number like 300 or 350. So I'll assume here 350.00, and I'll assume for the x coordinates for the first point A, I'll assume the independent coordinate as 150 or 250 or 225.00. Please don't assume numbers after decimal. It will make you difficult to calculate. So just assume the round figure, which is 350, 100, 200, 1000, 2000, anything, but don't forget the sign plus. Always it should be a plus value. Now let's calculate. So for the calculation, see here we have assumed the first point as 350 for the north coordinates and the plus 225 as for the east coordinates. Now let's calculate the north coordinates, independent coordinates for the line, the other things. So here for the line AB, so we have assumed 350. So the previous one, 350 minus. So here I am using the minus sign because here in the latitude for the 88 it has minus sign. For the latitude of AB it has minus sign. So for that reason I am taking the same minus here and I am writing the same number 88. So 88. So calculate the number here. So it will become 350 minus 88, and that is 262, and it is positive value. So for writing purpose I am shifting this column here towards the end of the board. So I need some space here to write the answers. Actually this is a very easy problem, but I am taking a little extra time to make you people understand. I think I'll use Kannada also. See here 350 minus 88. ಈಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ನಂಬರ್ನ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇರಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ, ಅದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಕೆಲವು ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕೆಲವು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವಕ್ಕೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ. ಈ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಗೆ ತರಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ವೈ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗ, ಸೊ ಈ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರೋದನ್ನ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ನ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 200, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 100 ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಎಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 200 ಪ್ಲಸ್ 100 ಅಂತ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಸೇಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇಡ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದರೆ ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರೋ ಅದೇ ನಂಬರ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಹುಚ್ಚಿನ ಥರ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊರೋನಾಮಯ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, 350 ಮತ್ತು 225 ಅಂತ ನಾನೇ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಏನಿದೆ, 350 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 350 ಬರೀರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ನಾವು ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಾರ್ತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್, ನಾರ್ತ್ ಆರ್ ಸೌತ್. ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ನಾರ್ತ್ ಸೌತ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ 88 ಅದು ಎಂತ 88 ಅದ -88 ಅದು. ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ -88 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋ ನಂಬರ್ ಬರೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ -88 ಇದನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? 262 ಬಂತು. ಅದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅದ, 262 ಬರೀ. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಇದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಂತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಬಿ ಸಿ we have to consider 262. So write the 262 here plus 262. Now look at here, for the BC line the latitude is positive 416.10 or the 416.10. So as it is, write plus 416.10 is equal. Now calculate this and write. So plus 416.10. And we are getting 678.1. So write the same 678.1. So it is positive again. So plus 262 plus 416.1, that is equal to plus 678.1. So that is the y coordinate for the line BC. Now let's move to the next line CD. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, BC ಲೈನ್ ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ AB ಲೈನ್ ಗೆ ಏನು ಬಂದಿದೆ y ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ 262 ಬಂತು. ಅದನ್ನ as it is ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀರಿ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಲ್ಯಾಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 416 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ. ಸೊ as it is plus 416.1 ಬರೀರಿ. ಎರಡನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅದ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮೈನಸ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅದ, ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 678.1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಈಗ ಈ 678.1 ಅನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗೆ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಸೊ derive the 678.1 from the above BC line and write it before the CD line. So write the same 678.1. Now come here and look at here, the CD line has plus 7 as the latitude. So write plus 7. So 0.00 is negligible, so just leave it. The value will be 7 only, or else you can write. Now calculate, just add 7 to this number, 678.1 plus 7, and that will become 685.1, and that is the value is in positive. So plus 685.1. So ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ, 680.1 ಬಿಡಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ y ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ CD ಲೈನ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ y ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ CD ಲೈನ್ ಇದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, y coordinate for DA line ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, again we have to derive the same number 685.1 and write it here plus 685.1. Now look at here, it has the minus sign in the latitude column. So the number 335.1, which is related to DA line, the latitude of DA is negative, minus 335.1. So write the same minus 335.1. ಈ DA line latitude ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ as it is ಬರೀರಿ, ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಸಹ as it is ಬರೀರಿ, and you will get answer. So we got 685.1 minus, we need to deduct 335.1, and we are getting 350. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, okay, now look at here, let's consider the stations now. See, for the station A we had the independent coordinate 350, so that is the assumed point. Now for the B we have calculated the independent coordinate and we got 262. For the C point we got 678.1, and for the B station we got 685.1. So again we are moving from the station A here. So if the assumed independent coordinate is 350, then always when we come back, the A station must have the same coordinates, right? So look at here. After calculating, we are getting the same number what we have assumed previous. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೀವು ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ರರಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಂದ ಏನು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ನೀವು ವಾಪಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಗೆ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಸೇಮ್ 350 ನೇ ಬಂತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರೈಟ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಈಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದು east coordinates calculate ಮಾಡೋಣ, that is x coordinates. Now I have assumed 225, you can assume anything. ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, 223 ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, 123 ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, 173, 283 ಏನಾದರೂ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು 283.22, 283.24 ಅಂತದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮತ್ತು 0.24 ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಬಿಟ್ಟುಬಿಡಿ. Simple number 225 ಬರೆದಿನಿ, ಬಿಟ್ಟಿನಿ. So this is the arbitrary value I have assumed. Now let's calculate for the station B. So the AB line has plus 139.9 departure. So just write the same here, plus 225. So just neglect the 0.00 here. The value will be 225 only. Now we have to write this departure. So it has plus sign, so write plus. It is a 139.90. So I need space, right? The remaining space is completely mine. Now just have the sum. So both are positive, plus 225 and plus 139. So just add these numbers, 225 plus 139.9, and you are getting the value 364.9, that is positive value, plus 364.9. Now let's move to the next station C for the line BC. Now write the same as it is, plus 364.9, and look at here, the departure is positive 356.9. So write the departure plus 356.9 and calculate. That is plus 356.9. So that's giving the number 721.8. So that is positive 721.8. Now let's come to the next point, that is the D station for the line CD, and we have the departures for CDE as minus 14.84. So write the same here, right? 721.8. Now we have the minus sign here, minus 14.84. So write 14.84 and calculate. So 721.8 minus 14.84, and we are getting the value 706.96. So that is positive. So 706.96. And let's go to the next one. So for the station A again, so we have to get the value 225 itself. ನಮಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ 225 ನೇ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅರ್ಥ, x ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ಸ್ ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ನಮಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 225 ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ನೋಡೋಣ ಬರ್ತದಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್. ಸೊ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ 706 plus 706.96, and we have here in the departure for the line DA as a negative sign, so minus, take minus here. So 475.96, 475.96, and let's calculate minus 475.96, and we are getting 231. Something is wrong here. I'll recheck it. So take a pause. I'm really sorry students, because here I have made a mistake. In the question they have given 133.9, so I have mistakenly written here 139.9. So for that reason I am getting the 6 extra here. So I have to get the value 225, but I am getting it as 231. So as it is increased by 6 number, so 133 plus 6 will become 139.9. So I am getting the same extra 6 here. So I have to get 225, but I am getting 231. So let's correct it. It's not a big issue. So just I am correcting the question here. So because in the question they have given 133.9, and it is my mistake that I have written 139.9. So I'm sorry for that. So let's revise this calculation. So I just need to erase this part here so that I can calculate correct values. So as it is 225 I have derived, and now I have to add 133.9. So if I add 225 plus 133.9, I will get plus 358.9. So plus 358.9. So I am writing the same 358 here, 358.9, and I am going to add the next number 356.9, positive value. So positive, so plus 356.9, I am getting the value 715.8. So plus 715.8. Now let's derive the same here, 715.8. Now we have to write this number minus 14.84. So I have already written here. So just write the same minus 14.84 here and subtract it. So minus 14.84, and I am getting the value 700.96. So plus 700.96. Now write the same 700.96 here plus 700.96. Now we have to deduct the departure here. So the departure is negative, minus 475.96. So just deduct minus 475.96 and we get the value 225. So now it is correct, 225. So we have assumed the number 225, and we are getting the last number for the station A as 225 itself. So this is the check. Also these are the independent coordinates. So by using these we have to calculate summation of P and summation of Q, and by that we have to calculate the area. So let's go to the next segment. Let's calculate summation of P. So the summation of P says y1 x2 plus y2 x3 plus y3 x4 plus y4 x5 plus y5 x1. So just write the formula: y1 x2 plus y2 x3 plus y3 x4 plus y4 x5 plus y5. So we don't have x6, we don't have the 6th station here, only we have 5 stations. So again we have to move for the first station. So we can use x1 because here x1 is not used before, so the remaining is x1. Right there. Now write the same. So this is y1, y2, y3, y4, y5. In the same way, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. These are the x1, x2, x3, x4, x5 values. These are the y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 values. So keeping that in mind, so y1 means 350, right? 350 multiplied by, so we have to write x2. So x2 is plus 358.9. So all are positive values. So just neglect the plus sign. Just consider the numbers 358.9. So 358.9 was the bracket and plus again y2. So the y2 value is plus 262. y262 multiplied by x3. The x3 value is 715.8. Right? 715.8 plus y3 value is at 678.1. So 678.1 multiplied by the x4 value is 700.96. So 700.96. Then plus y1, y2, y3. Now y4 value is 685.1. 685.1 multiplied by x5 value is 225. So 225 here. 225 plus y5 value is 350. So write 350 multiplied by the x1 value is 235. Okay. We need to write 235 here. Now let's calculate. So solve this equation. 350 multiplied by 358.9 plus of, always apply the brackets as I have written here on the board. 262 multiplied by 715.8 plus 678.1 multiplied by 700.96 plus 685.1 multiplied by 225 plus 350 multiplied by 225. So that is 1021,373.06. So write the same 1021,373 0.076. So this is the summation of P. So look at the equation once again, the formula and the substitutions and the value. So take a note of this because I am going to erase it for calculation of summation of Q. Let's erase this. I will just erase the interior here because I don't want to write the brackets again once. I'm just going to erase the formula here. Let's write for the next formula. Because students, sometimes I get bored because I'm alone here. I'm speaking alone with the board itself. Now, jokes apart, let's move to the next segment. Let's calculate the summation of Q. So the formula for the summation of Q will be like this. So that says x1 starts with x1. So x1 y2 plus x2 y3 plus x3 y4 plus x4 into y5 plus x5 multiplied by y1. So this is the equation to calculate summation of Q. Let's substitute the same values in the brackets here. So x1 is 225. So write 225 multiplied by y2. So y2 is 262. Write 262. And the next one is x2. x2 value is 358.9. 358.9 multiplied by x3 value is y3 value is 678.1. So alright, once again here this one. X2 value is 358.9. So right, 358.9 multiplied by y3 value is 678.1. 678.1. Now let's move to x3. x3 value is 715.8. 715.8 multiplied by y4 value is 685.1. 685.1. Let's move to x4 value. x4 value is 700.96. So right, 700.96 multiplied by, we need a y5. So the y5 value is 350. So 350. Now plus we have to move to the next, that is x5. So here the x5 is 225. So right, 225 multiplied by y1. So the y1 is 350. Again, right, 350 here. Now just once look at the substitutions here and start calculating. So apply the brackets also. 225 multiplied by 262 plus of 358.9 multiplied by 678.1 plus of 715.8 multiplied by 685.1 plus of 700.96 multiplied by 350 plus of 225 multiplied by 350. So the value is 1116800.67. So 1116800.67. So this is the summation of Q. So the value of summation of Q is 1116800.67. So keep this in mind. Shift. So we have recorded the previous value. So this is sigma Q. So students, now let's calculate area. So you can calculate twice area, but we need area. So directly we can calculate area. So the formula for area is equal to sigma. Oh sorry, let's check it out. So that I have written sigma Q or summation of Q here, and I have the summation of P value also. So let's check whether summation of Q is larger or summation of P is larger, so that we can deduct something. So 02137 so 33677 is see here Q value is 1116800.67 and the P value is here. So as I have calculated earlier, so that is 102.1373.076. So here see, so the total digits before the decimal are 102.11134567. So 7 digits, and here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7 digits. So both are having 7 digits primary numbers. Now look at the values. So this is thousands, hundreds, thousands. So this is 10,21,373.076. Now look at here, it is 11 lakh. So the P value is 10 lakh and the Q value is 11 lakh. So obviously summation of Q is larger. Now the formula will be summation of Q Q minus summation of P divided by 2. So let's just write the same here is equal to summation of Q. Summation of Q value is 1116800.67 minus summation of P is 10213 and now this is divided by 2. Now let's calculate the area A. Just that is, so 1116800.67 minus 1021373.076. That will be 95. Oh, sorry, I will write it directly, or else just take it. 9542 divided by 2. Now let's write the area here. So this must be divided by the value of 2, and we are getting 477.797. So in the question you can observe the latitude and departures were given in meters. So this will be, the area will be always square meters now. So as the latitudes and departures are given in meter, the area will be square meter. So this is the area 47713.797. So once check the notes, I have written there 47713.80. As it is 797, 797 is nothing but if it is rounded off, then it will become 8 itself. So 47713.8, that is also correct, or else this is also correct. So see here, the difference is in my notes I have taken here 200 and I have taken here 100, but here I have changed, yet the area is same. So when the travels area calculate ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಟ್ರಾವಲ್ಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ, ಏರಿಯಾ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೇಮ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬಂದದ ಏರಿಯಾ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರೊಳಗೂ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬಂದದ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನಂಬರ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ಸು, ಮೈನಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನಾನು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಕ್ವಶನಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಬರೆದಿದ್ದೆ. ಆ ಥರ ನೀವು ತಪ್ಪು ಬರೆಯೋಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಮತ್ತೇನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಿರೋಂಥ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಸ್ಟಿಂದ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಪದೇ ರಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬರೀತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸಹ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಅವರು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಬರ್ದೇವಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. 139 ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 133 ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಲೆಂದಿ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಏರಿಯಾ, that is 47,713.797 or 47,713.8 square meters. So this completes the topic area of closed towers. In the next video I will explain omitted measurements. That is very important topic, and you will get 4 to 5 different problems from that single topic. So I will explain all those. Thank you and bye bye.